Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite products from the drugstore. Now keep in mind these are just the products that I've tried out and the ones that I love, so I haven't tried every single product at the drugstore, but I can tell you the ones that I love the most from all of the products that I've tried out from the drugstore. So let's jump into it. I'm going to start with primer. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. This is kind of a cult favorite, and in my opinion, this is the best primer from the drugstore that I have tried, but I've also heard a lot of other people say the same thing. To me, this is like the perfect in-between primer because it's kind of like a moisturizer consistency, but it's also kind of like a silicone-y primer, but not really. It's hard to explain, but the texture and the consistency is just perfect, and it feels like silk when you apply it to the skin. This does a good job of making your makeup last, but most importantly, it definitely provides a great base for your makeup, so your foundation is going to go on top really smoothly and evenly, and it does a great job of doing what it's supposed to do. Next is, of course, the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me Foundation. And this, I've talked about it several times already, and it's been my favorite for a long time. But the reason I love this isn't necessarily because it's a matte foundation. It's really more of a satin finish, in my opinion. This actually has a good medium buildable coverage that doesn't ever look cakey or heavy on the skin. This looks so light. It looks like your skin, but better. It looks like you have a thin layer of foundation on, even if you packed it on. I don't know how this stuff is like that, but somehow it is. To me, it's just the best because I can wear it and build it if I need more coverage that day, but it's never going to look cakey. I wouldn't wear this if I was going for like a really glowy, luminous look because it is more satin matte. It's not a glowy foundation. But just for every day, or especially if you're going for a really natural yet full coverage look, if that makes any sense at all, this is definitely the perfect foundation. The next product is a concealer, and this is the NYX HD Concealer. I've tried quite a few concealers from the drugstore, over years and years of trying different makeup from the drugstore before I was really able to purchase high-end makeup. This is probably the only concealer that I have repurchased more than once. I think there's only one other concealer that I've actually repurchased from the drugstore. That's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, but this one I have repurchased at least 3 or 4 times, which is saying a lot because I don't wear makeup every day, so I don't go through concealer like super quickly. But this one, every time I run out, I have to repurchase it. It's just the perfect amount of coverage. It doesn't crease if you set it right away. I mean, I have super creasy under eyes, so I have to set every concealer right away, but this just gives such a perfect finish. The thing I love so much about it is that it's one of the more full coverage concealers at the drugstore. I know the drugstore has come out with more concealers recently that maybe are better than this, that maybe I haven't tried out. I don't know. Write in the comments down below your favorite drugstore concealer and the most full coverage one. I would really love to try more out. For now, this is kind of just the one that I've been obsessed with the most from the drugstore. The next product is a face powder. This is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me Powder. This is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. This powder never fails me. I have a good amount of drugstore powders, and I feel like this one doesn't add too much extra coverage, but it does add just enough to where I feel like it's not taking away the foundation underneath, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I like to go in with a little bit of a lighter coverage foundation and then go on top of this, and I just feel like it finishes everything off perfectly. It doesn't add too much coverage. I wouldn't even say that it adds any coverage, but just the fact that it's not a translucent powder makes it kind of cover up any excess imperfections or just kind of even out your skin one last time. I really love this. I use this to set my under eyes all the time. I just love it for when I'm in a really big hurry or just to set my under eyes on a daily basis. So moving on to bronzer, this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I don't think this is just my favorite bronzer from the drugstore. I think this is my favorite bronzer all around. And I know I've heard a lot of other people say the same thing, that this bronzer is just the best in general. I'm sure there's a lot of bronzers out there that are just as good or better than this in a lot of ways, but from the drugstore, definitely the Butter Bronzer is the best. but I also do feel like it applies like a high-end bronzer, and it just does such a good job of having enough pigment but never being too much. You can blend it out so easily. When you apply it to your skin, it's like this bronzer just does the work for you. It just blends itself out. You really hardly need to do anything. It doesn't apply a heavy amount of product and then make it difficult to blend out because it's really pigmented, but it's just the right amount of pigment. This bronzer has a really gorgeous finish and the smell is incredible. It smells like pina coladas. It's fantastic. The next product I have are some blushes. These are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. I have them in the colors Mellow Wine and Rosé Champagne, I'm not quite sure. These are really gorgeous blushes though, because I find them to be really pigmented, but also really blendable and just kind of everything you would want in a blush. I really like Rosé Champagne a lot, but I use this more in the summertime when I just want a really light wash of blush, I feel like, and maybe something with a little bit of a glow. I haven't got quite as much wear out of this one as I have out of the Mellow Wine shade. I really love this. I wear this a lot in the winter time, so kind of that one's for the summer a little bit more and this one's more for the winter. It really just depends. I'll wear them both throughout different seasons, but I really like this one because it is kind of a wine rich, deep, pretty winter shade, but if you just apply a little bit of this to your cheeks, I think it's really pretty. They're like super cheap. You can't really go wrong with these. I also want to talk about the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is in the shade Be My Highlight, but I'm not even sure if they have any other shades. Everyone always reads the shade on the back, but as far as I know, this is the only shade that they have in this highlight. I'm not positive, don't quote me on that. Anyways, this highlight is incredible if you're looking for a natural kind of glow from within type of highlight. It's not going to be super intense. You can build this up to be like a really gorgeous glow and to be intense-ish, but I don't really feel like this is if you're looking for like a beaming, glowing highlight. This isn't going to be like ColourPop Flexitarian or Becca Champagne Pop. Really pretty and natural and glowy, and it's like $3 or $4. You can't go wrong with this if you're starting out with makeup and you want to try a highlight, but maybe you never really tried them before, so you don't really know if it's something you're comfortable with. This is the perfect highlight to try out. I did wear this on my wedding day and I just think it was kind of the perfect wedding highlight. I think I did wear something else on top, maybe just on my cheekbones, but for the most part I wore this. It's just such a gorgeous natural highlight, so definitely this is worth checking out. Okay, moving on to an eyeshadow. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Eyeshadow in the shade Amber Rush. All of these are gorgeous. All of the shades are amazing. I haven't tried them all out, obviously, but the one that I love the most is this shade in Amber Rush. This is so gorgeous. I wore this on my wedding day also. I just think that it's the perfect pinky champagne-y shade to wear like to a wedding, especially for brides or bridesmaids. This is the most gorgeous shade, but also just anywhere. You know, you can wear this on Valentine's Day. You could wear this anytime you're going for a pinky kind of lid. It's not like an intense pink. It's just really beautiful shadow, and I'm gonna swatch this for you. If I do any kind of bridal makeup, I will totally go over this shade with an even lighter pink shade. The Wet n Wild Trio Walking on Eggshells. You can find that at the drugstore unless they discontinued it since they've released their new shadows. I hope not. That is a gorgeous trio. I did break mine. It fell when I was doing makeup at a wedding. Just shattered. It's so devastating. I loved that trio. But yes, the lightest pink shade in that trio, I will totally put it on top of this shade all the time, and it's just the perfect pinky, natural, bridal, Valentine's type of shade, and it's just absolutely gorgeous all over the lid. I have a mascara to talk about. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. This came out, I believe, last year, 2017, and everybody was talking about this mascara. It's incredible. I love it so much. This one is actually like pretty much done. Like I can't really get too much more out of this. It's kind of just clumpy and coming to the end of itself because I've used it so much. I really need to purchase a new one of this, but this mascara is so beautiful because it gives you so much volume without getting clumpy. It also gives you length. It just does everything that I need it to. You can really build it up to get super dramatic, or you can just apply a light layer and it's just going to give you pretty natural fluttery lashes, whatever you're going for. But I would definitely say this is more of the type of mascara for somebody who likes a lot of volume, which who doesn't, but I really love this. Yeah, definitely go check it out. I think it's become my favorite now from the drugstore, and I have tried a lot of mascaras from the drugstore. And now the last product I want to talk about is a lipstick. Well, a lipstick line. These are the Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks, I believe. They come in so many different shades and so many different finishes. They have mattes, creams, satins, like every kind of finish and shade you could want. They're just exceptional. They are, in my opinion, the best lipsticks at the drugstore. I've heard many other people say the same thing, and I just don't think you can get better lipsticks at the drugstore if you're just looking for a tube lipstick. I'm not talking about like liquid lipsticks or glosses or anything like that. I'm just talking about the original lipsticks you get in the tube. These are the best in that category. Regardless of the finish you decide to get, whether you decided to get matte or a more cream satin finish, these are going to be your best bet. They're just pigmented but not chalky, creamy, beautiful. They're, you know, as long lasting as I feel like you're gonna get in a tube lipstick. And I'm actually wearing one right now. This is in the shade Warm Me Up. Really pretty mauvey nude color. Really beautiful lipsticks. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment below your favorite product from the drugstore so I can try them out, let you know if I like them too. It would be really fun to kind of exchange opinions and just help each other out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back to my channel if you want to see more beauty videos. Go ahead and follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. My usernames will be at the end of this video. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.